we are recording.
And president of today's meeting is Gary Kangas and Albert Afonso. A couple things I would just like to go over before we continue. I understand that our recording clerk, Bobby, no longer wants to record for us, take our minutes to our meeting.
Yep.
So she's gonna be out. So I guess we're gonna have to find another clerk to record our minutes during the day if we do our meetings during the day. Okay, she's gonna be very hard to replace. She was a great assistant. She was always really helpful to us in contacting us and letting us know what's going on relative to the cable commission and other areas of the town, so we could always stay on top, interact with Brittany as far as what was going on, what was going to be recorded, etc. So trying to find somebody to replace her in her capacity is going to be a very challenging thing to do. Okay. We have a gentleman with us this afternoon who would like to ask questions of the board. Do you have any objection to us going to right to his questions, or would you rather go through this small little schedule I have?
Any questions?
You want to go to right to questions for him? Cool.
Okay.
If you could please come forward and give us
I'm
your
Ed
name.
Blanchard. I live at 23 East Comet Pond Road, Hubbardston, Mass. And I own a piece of property as well on North Comet Pond Road. I have talked with all the residents on North Comet Pond Road regarding getting Spectrum cable for Wi-Fi as well as TV streaming, and would like to request of Spectrum
I'll keep this one.
So basically, you could enter into the record this Dear Spectrum and Hubbardston Cable Committee. We, the residents of North Comet Pond Road, hereby request cable access on our private road for internet and streaming channels. All the residents are served currently by National Grid and the telephone company via poles that provide our electricity and phone coverage. Thus, there would not be any significant expense to run the cable line to the homes on North Comet Pond Road. We estimate that Spectrum would receive an annual income of around $6,000 if the 6 people did contracts. In researching the town contract with Spectrum, we feel that we qualify for the requested coverage. And here's a list of the residents on North Comet Pond Road. Thank you for giving this matter your consideration, and we look forward to your reply. And I have signed for the residents listed above with my name, address, and contact information.
So, have you been able to review the contract?
Yes.
Would you like to put forward any portions of the contract that you believe would benefit you or assist you or work in your favor to get this
Okay.
road wired, please?
Section 2.1, the licensee, which authorizes the licensee to erect, construct, operate, or maintain in and upon, across or above, and over and under the streets now in existence and as may be created or established. That's 2.1. And section 5.1, no discrimination. The licensee shall not deny service, deny access, or otherwise discriminate against subscribers, channel users, or general citizens on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, age, or sex. Most all of the people on North Comet Pond are over 60 years of age. Section 6, the licensee shall make cable service distributed over the cable system available to every resident within the service area where is a minimum density of at least 15 residences per mile, as measured from the licensee's closest existing cable system plant, provided however that all
If anything is
all
owed,
such homes are on
just,
public ways or private ways where cable service is available on the effective date of this license.
My name's Lydia.
The closest pole where there's cable service would
And
be
then my
Old
email
Princeton
is
Road,
info,
and North Comet Pond, the poles come right off of Old Princeton Road. And we feel that there's definitely 15 residences within a square mile of that area.
Cause I don't think they need to do anything else besides what
Are you taking any distance measurements or anything like that to support that
I don't
contention?
have those, no.
Okay.
But I know that Comet Pond is a mile long, and Old Princeton Road is just up from the pond.
Right,
So it would be the area, pretty much the whole distance of Comet Pond.
okay, that's fair.
And we have internet on East Comet Pond Road, West Comet Pond Road, as well as the entranceway into the Washburns.
Okay, that's fair,
So
okay.
we qualify for the.
I can see where you would arrive at that conclusion then.
And in section 8.8.1, licensee shall have the right to utilize existing poles, conduits, and other facilities wherever possible, and shall not construct or install any new, different, or additional poles, conduits, or other facilities on public property until a written approval is issued and authority is changed, which approval shall not be unreasonably withheld. In this case, there are existing poles that go the whole length of North Comet Pond Road. So we, the residents of North Comet Pond Road, feel that that would not be a significant cost to just run the cable line on those existing poles. 9.6, licensee shall make a good faith effort to respond to all requests for aerial installation within 7 days of such request, or at such time, other time as mutually agreed by upon the licensee and the said subscriber. 9.7, senior discount. All subscribers who are receiving a senior citizen handicap head of household discount as the effective date of this renewal license will continue to receive the same discount, and that's 65 years or older, which I know that 3 of the people of the 6 are over 65. And also, if you have VA benefits, which I personally have. And I think that may be the last of my comments.
Yep. Okay.
And,
Gary, do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
I know. I know when cable first came to Hubbardston, it was, it was the late 80s,
Yep,
that they had to wire the whole town.
right.
Well, not at all.
Which they didn't do, but they were supposed to wire the whole town, yep.
Everybody had the option if they wanted cable.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you were nice enough to give us a copy of the information you referred to, which is the most recent contract that was signed between the town and Charter Communications in, I believe it was 2016, when we were on the board. Okay, 'cause we were together for that, weren't we? Was it 4 of us?
I don't know if I was here in 2016 on the board.
I want to tell you were. Me, you, Tom Collier, and John Nason. It was the 4 of us. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good by that.
But as you can see on your final page, the select board, members of the select board were the ones that would have signed off on this contract and made responsible for the town, responsible to Charter and vice versa. There. Have you made a request to be placed on their agenda?
No, I haven't. I figured I'd come here first and, you know, that I'd go through you because you
That's fair.
deal with the cable company.
Yeah.
And,
Do you think it would be wise to go through them now, to be placed on their agenda to say, where are the most recent records, where are the most recent files, where is the information relative to this, with that, as Gary pointed out, the entire town was wired, when was that done, and why wasn't my road recorded? That
you know,
opportunity.
historically, it certainly would make sense to, you know what happened historically, but we just wanna move forward from where we are today and see if Spectrum will just run a cable line for us.
It was a
I
big-
noticed that this contract was not signed, but
Correct.
this is the one I got from the town
Correct.
administrator 2 days ago.
Very unique.
But it was UVC back then, United Video Cablevision, the cable in Hubbardston,
That's what it was called?
yeah,
You're
United-
talking about when they first came in.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we worked out of the studio that's in Rutland.
Oh, that wasn't the company that wired the town, was it?
I believe it was
United Video?
Cablevision, UVC.
But Spectrum must have run cable to new clients over the period of time Spectrum's been in town, wouldn't you think?
I would think.
I have to assume new developments. There's been developments put in since whatever the 80s, right?
And a lot of new houses.
Like on 68, those streets that go off to the side and around, they must have been rewired.
Dogwood.
Dogwood, yeah.
I would think going to the people who had to sign the contract would be the way to go, to have them, we're just an advisory group, and they would be the ones that would have signed the contract, that would reach out to Charter Communications and say, we wish to enforce this portion of the contract on your behalf.
So you don't have any contract with, you don't have any contact with Charter or Spectrum directly?
No,
No.
not at all.
So would it be the town administrator then that does the contact with them?
No, I would think it would be the select board. I
The
don't
select
think-
board signed the contract, right?
Select board
Yeah,
would-
that's-
It would appear that they should have, or
That's-
they did. There is a signed
That's who
contract
the
somewhere.
agreement is with.
Right,
So if
exactly.
it's pertinent to the contract, then it would be the party that signed the contract.
Right,
So the select board, assuming that it gets signed. But you're looking at a 2006 version, right?
correct.
I'm pretty confident there was a contract signed in 2016. I was looking through my email and Anita was the town administrator at that time, and I remember she emailed me about a public hearing and some different stuff, so I couldn't find the contract itself in my email, but I know the process was gone through, so I have every reason to believe that a contract was signed in probably late 2015, early 2016.
Yeah.
Just have to find it.
We've taken a look at the contract that you gave me on the cable. And it is signed by the Board of Selectmen. So the cable committee is recommending that they don't have any contact with Charter or Spectrum, so they're recommending that I go through the select board on my request have you any experience with Charter or Spectrum regarding?
I can reach out to them. I have no problem doing so. But as I told you in the past, even the thing that you're looking for may end up falling upon the members of your neighborhood. Like, I can look into it for you. I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, let me give you that letter, and that's what we're requesting.
All right. Because after talking to a few people, this may even be as simple as a sales call. Like if we call
Call Spectrum.
yeah. So I'll look into it. I have no problem doing that. I can probably find something out by next week.
I also feel that this contract was 2006 and it would have been renewed 10 years later, 2016. And I don't know whether we can find
Maybe.
what that contract, where that
That's
contract.
the only contract that was in the contract drawer.
There was a
That-
second contract. Gary and I were on the board. At that time, we were involved with the negotiation, as well as John Nason and Mr. Collier. So there is another
Okay.
contract floating around in some area.
And we will find it.
Your thoughts on, I don't wanna bother selectmen, unnecessarily.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it, and then
If
I
you
don't think
wanna-
it'll get to
if
that.
you wanna take a look at that,
No, I'm gonna look into it, and
You can get back to me, and if I need to go to the select board,
if
I
the
will.
answer I provide to you isn't sufficient in your eyes, then I can put you on the select board at any one of their meetings. They will likely not have any more information for you than I will,
Okay.
but but we can do it.
well, I know what a good salesman you are, so you'll probably let me know what the installation date is gonna be.
No, I don't know about that, but yeah, let me look at this, and I'm booked up the rest of this week, so on Monday I'll give them a call. Perfect,
Thank you. All right, I'll take one of these with me, and you have one signed there for your records.
Great.
Thank you for your time and
Anything
advice.
else you would like to say? Good seeing you as always.
Always good.
Thank you for coming,
Thanks for serving on the board.
and thank you for bringing all these little issues to our attention.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Take
Okay.
care.
You too.
Bye, Brittany.
Bye-bye.
I want to get a copy of that too, please, before I leave. Thank you.
Yep.
My understanding is that $40,000 was transferred by the select board at the most recent select board meeting, town meeting that took place in June,
Oh, the annual town meeting.
the annual
Yeah,
town
yeah, yeah.
meeting, in order to cover the cost for our equipment.
I think the 40 was for the budget for the year.
Okay. So you've been paid all the equipment that we purchased, well,
I have been-
earlier in the year?
Yep, all the equipment has been paid for. My services up until July 1st have been paid for, so we're square.
Okay. Okay. So that's been taken care of. How do you like using the new equipment? How's the new equipment working out for you?
Good, the battery holds a charge, so that's always a plus.
I'll stay in touch.
We got,
Um,
we got 3 cameras, right? We get
Two cameras. We do need shotgun microphones for the 2 cameras. Right now, we are using a loaner shotgun microphone from another town. But ideally, we would outfit both of the cameras with shotgun mics.
Okay.
And then one of our pairs of headphones, the ear pads there, the coating on them is coming off, flaking off, so I'd like to replace those as well. That's about $17, I think.
Okay.
So, let me see how much they are right now. Oh, $8.95, sorry.
The Bose are $100.
What's that?
Bose.
Well, yeah, no, these are just replacement pads for the headphones that we use.
Yep.
So the headphones themselves work fine, but these little pads, they break down over time. This
Yeah.
stuff there starts flaking off, and that's what's happening now. So it leaves flakes on your face and in your hair. So I'd like to replace those, so that's about $9. And then for microphones, you know, you can kind of set a budget. You know, you can spend as little or as much as you like.
That's his field of expertise.
What's that?
That's Gary's field of expertise.
Shotgun
thinks-
microphones?
Well, electronics, when he feels it'd be appropriate, when he feels he's got good reputation as well as good usage of it. You would know,
I get this little pocket recorder called Zoom.
okay?
I paid $100 for it, and when I can plug that into my camera and use that microphone, and it's fantastic. You seen that Hubbardson video song that I did?
Yeah, well, yeah, we already.
I just quoted that with Tom DeBono with that mic.
Okay.
Did a much better job than the camera mic.
Yeah, because the camera is just using the internal microphone, and this, so what we would want to do is get a shotgun microphone, which is auxiliary microphone that connects to the camera, is mounted on the camera.
No, that's fine.
So, you know, pricing wise, it will be somewhere between $200 and $300 each for a professional one, like a Rode or Sennheiser, Sony, Panasonic.
What do you think? Like I said, you're the guy who can direct this
That
topic.
person must be a good one.
Yeah, I've used Rode, Sennheiser. I have not used a Panasonic or a Sony microphone before, but I have every reason to believe that they're
Yeah.
fine. I've used Sony cameras and Panasonic cameras.
They have their own independent battery.
Usually the shotgun microphones work off of phantom power in the XLR cable, and the camera itself provides that in the XLR port. You just flip a switch and it gives the microphone power. But there are models that you can put a battery in it instead.
I got one of those at home, a shotgun mic. It's an old one, I bought it years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You put a AA batteries in it.
Yeah, yeah. There's two options. You can do that with the AA's, or you can do the microphones that use the phantom power. Because our cameras are equipped with the phantom power, it just makes sense to get that style.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to be worrying about batteries and stuff. But that's, you know, totally up to you guys.
Trust your judgment on that.
Okay. Actually, this one here will do phantom or battery. Gives you flexibility.
Every time I forget to turn the battery on and I get no audio.
Yeah, that'll happen.
It's so good now, when I go and use the electronic, cameras, they tell you, take the lens cover off, it goes up on your screen if you didn't take it off. It's real good.
Brittany, check your email.
He found the contract. The 2016 one.
You did?
He did. I forwarded him an email, and I guess that maybe got him down the right path, so.
2016 when you found it? Who did you send it to?
I'll forward it to you guys.
Well, you should have sent it to all of us.
Well, I'm gonna send it to you now.
Oh, yes, he should have sent it to all of us now. Okay. Please, if you would.
Send it now.
In fact,
There you go.
can you
I just sent it to you.
wirelessly send that to their printer?
I don't think I can.
Because that way we can print it out while we're here right away.
Well, do you need a printout?
It's always easier to use.
But you referred it to the board of, the select board, so do you need a printed out thing right now?
Well, for me, I always.
No, I
still
can't.
prefer.
I can't send it to the printer.
Okay, I still prefer print out, hard copy. Okay,
But I did email it to both of you.
thank you.
Yep. So I'm just looking to see. What our options are here. So for the shotgun microphones, do you want to set a monetary amount and have me purchase them, or do you want me to give you a list of different ones and choose from them? What's your preference?
We need to know the price range first,
It's up to you. What do you think?
The price range is gonna be somewhere in the $200 to $300 area. There's some that are like a little less than 200, and most of them fall below 3.
like something in the middle, I would say,
Fine.
250.
Okay. So if you want, you could give me authorization to purchase 2 shotgun microphones, you know, not to exceed $500 or something along those lines.
Sounds good?
So you're gonna have to make a motion, we're gonna have to vote on
I make a motion that she makes the purchase for the microphones. Not to exceed $500
it. So she's gonna buy 2 microphones?
for, like, around $250 apiece around there.
So we're gonna transfer $500 for her purpose?
Yes.
I will second that. All those in favor? Aye. Great. Okay, you're good to go with that.
Alright. And then also, I'd like to get those the replacement ear pads. That's $9.
Motion?
Motion that we buy those ear pads.
$9 pass. Second. All those in favor? Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Good to go?
Good?
Good. Okay, cool. Hey, where's the, I go through this every time when I sit in on these meetings, and it's a little discomforting at times,
What?
because it always comes back into my mind.
Yep.
Where's all this stuff kept?
In the studio in the police station. I call it studio, but it's
Storage cabinet, or storage
I-
area, it's a
it's-
closet.
it's for yes.
It's a closet.
Basically a closet. It's used as a closet, yes.
Okay.
That is where our stuff lives.
That is where our stuff lives. Gee, maybe twice a year we ought to get a tour.
Can give you a tour right now. It'll be very short.
Then the rest of the year would be ruined. Something to look-
Maybe we should build up to it.
Yeah, exactly, something to look forward to.
Okay.
Okay. Have we got any upcoming events that you're gonna be busy with taping that we should be aware of, please?
Field day, September.
We're
Okay, that's good.
covering
Who's the man?
the concert series.
Okay.
We did not get permission from the band that performed this past weekend.
Okay.
However, we have permission from the 3 other bands that are performing. So
Okay.
we'll be recording those. There is a ribbon cutting ceremony today at 4 o'clock. We're gonna be covering that. The storage unit.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What else? I
Oh.
believe there'll be a special town meeting in the fall. We don't have a date for that yet. October. And then, as Gary said, the which is it?
Field day.
Field day. I always get the fair and the field day confused.
Yeah,
Field
yeah.
day.
Fair, Field Day, and Founder's Day.
Assuming the Lions will do their haunted hayride, we'll cover that again.
Okay.
That's always popular. And we'll see what else pops up.
Yes.
The Dinghy Dash is happening. Also, the Library 5K.
August 26th. How are things going with the library?
What do you mean?
I mean, there was some, early on when we started out here, I remember they was like, no, we don't want any videotaping, we don't want
Oh,
anything.
we were talking
like
about the library trustees recording their
No,
meetings?
No, I'm talking about the 5K run. We
Oh,
were
no,
prohibited
we've
from doing that.
never had an issue with the 5K run,
Okay.
recording that. We've
Okay.
been recording that for several years.
How about some of the speakers that they have there, in the evening? Now, I guess they're starting a speaker series over the course of the summer. Have you reached out to see if those would videotape any of those?
I did inquire about, they recently had a presentation with some beekeepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to them, they did not get back to, well, initially they had it planned for a certain date. I reached out to them regarding that, they didn't get back to me. The library director then said like it was rescheduled, so I followed up and I didn't hear back.
But there was no prohibition, there was no denial straight
No,
out?
no, I don't think, I didn't get a vibe where they were like, no, you cannot record.
Right, so it was just a scheduling conflict.
Yeah, more or less,
More or less.
maybe, I don't think it's a complete prohibition in the way that it was.
It wasn't a straight out no?
Nope, absolutely
Okay,
not.
That's cool. Okay, so that's good, we're making ground on that, that's always great to hear.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not horrible news.
One of the things that came up in one of the last meetings that I recall that we kind of talked around when Mr. Collier was here was disposal of the old cameras. Okay? What,
I have those now. It's on unlimited loan.
okay,
I got them working and they work great.
okay. So you have
Yep.
two,
Two of them.
okay. And have we ever created or generated a form where somebody in town could come in and contact somebody in the admin side or contact one of us and say, I'd like to use that camera for whatever purpose, X purpose, on such and such a weekend or such and such a day, so I can videotape it for myself? We never established that, did we?
I don't think so. I think if they want to borrow the camera to film something that will be on the local access,
How about for personal use?
I don't think they should let up for personal use.
Okay.
It has to be for benefit to town.
All right.
But,
But anything that benefits the town would go through her.
I think
No.
typically, with other cable stations, if they loan out equipment, then it usually is with the agreement that whatever they're using the equipment for will then be aired on the channel or whatever.
Like there's one guy in the group that when we first started in the 80s, he wanted to film his daughter's wedding. So we broadcasted it.
Well, that's one way to get some notoriety. Okay. Yeah.
So usually, yeah, typically, I mean, each board and committee can make their own policies, obviously, but standard practice is usually if the equipment is borrowed, it's going to be something that then can be broadcast by the channel.
But anything that's broadcast by the channel should be covered by you anyway, right?
No. The public access channel exists for everyone in town's use. So if you wanted to make your own video and you wanted it broadcast on the channel, you have every right to do that. You can request it and it'll get put on the channel. Because the station belongs to everyone in town.
And since I've been a member of the board, and maybe you too, you can remember the conversation I'm going to refer to. We had discussed establishing guidelines as to what was appropriate and inappropriate to put on the cable access channel. So by lending it out, do you think we open ourselves up to problems going forward, depending on what somebody wants to make public access?
Like, maybe it should set some kind of approval.
There-
Like if I post a video on Facebook, it's gonna have to be processed. So maybe somebody's gonna look at it there.
You have a policies and procedures document from 2015, approved by the Board of Selectmen, January 12th, 2015. Do you want me to forward it to you?
Would you please? Because that's not contained in the file. The only thing that was contained in the file was what we have in our hands.
What file?
The cable,
Oh, okay.
cable commission, cable town records.
Yeah, this was, this went before the Board of Selectmen and they approved it.
Yeah, we never got it.
I just sent it to you.
Thank you.
Yep. So that'll, I can't read the whole thing right now, but let me
Well,
see.
at least it'll give us something to look at, something to think about.
Yep, it covers equipment check-in and check-out, et cetera, so take a look at that and then
Please.
that'll probably answer your questions.
It will, thank you.
Yep.
Like I said, it wasn't in there.
Yeah, and of
Wasn't
course,
in
if
the
there's
file.
something that you see in the policies that, you know, you disagree with or you think should be altered or something, you can always, you know, make some changes and have it go before the select board and they can adopt the changes, so.
Yeah, going back to what you had said, from what I've read relative to cable and for example, YouTube, I mean, some astronomical number, I mean, it was like 300,000 every minute, 300,000 videos or 33,000, it was just some astronomical number, actually get uploaded into their system every minute. Oh, and they said, you know, you got 700 people sitting in a conference area and all they do is look at videos. They said that it was physically impossible to look at all the videos that were uploaded in order to determine what was appropriate and what was inappropriate to go on there. That would be different for you and I, because you and I and any other future board members could look at something and say, yeah, we don't want that on our channel. I mean, YouTube has got mega videos being submitted every minute. So,
But here, for this local access is,
Right.
not talking the volume.
right, yeah, but you should be aware of what's
You
going
still,
on.
yeah, I
there.
mean, even this town, you know, you upload probably close to 3 or 4 videos per week.
3 or 4 a
at
week,
least.
but how many of those come from you?
Well, I'm mostly referencing meetings.
Right, right.
So I mean, the majority of our content is stuff that I or my employees produce, but I also post stuff that Gary has created.
Now, is there any monitoring these videos, or are you responsible, well, you upload them for everybody, right?
The YouTube channel? To the
Yeah.
YouTube channel? Yeah, I have admin control of the YouTube channel. We definitely wouldn't want to hand that out to anybody.
Let's say, go back to your friend, or the instance you cited, I should say, not your friend, but the instance you cited, somebody wanted to use the equipment, got the equipment, and then uploaded their daughter's wedding to the channel. Do we have the capability, before something goes onto the channel, to sit here as a board and watch it on the screen contained here in this conference room before,
Like to approve it
to
before.
approve it correctly? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, probably have to check the policy manual, but I mean, I could, is it possible? Absolutely, of course.
Let's say I made a video of a hate thing of
Right.
town doing this and that, and
Right.
I really get out of control with what I have to say, and
Yeah, I mean, that is some of the risk that comes with public access television. Westboro, had an issue with, some people who were making a Holocaust denial TV program. And, the public access station was refusing to air it, and those people sued the town and won because it was denying them their freedom of speech on their public access channel. So, yes, it is possible.
Okay, again, you bring up an interesting topic. Is there a journal or a weekly, monthly newsletter that comes out that you, being the professional that you are, you get or you subscribe to, detailing these types of court cases that are coming up in front of the Massachusetts?
No,
Or-
I am a member of Mass Access, which is a network of local access TV stations.
Okay,
You know, to protect yourself from stuff like, you know, programming that involves hate speech or something like that, you just have to write it into your policy manual. If you have a precedence already set and approved and like, this is our policy and like da, then you can go by it. But if you don't have a policy and you just deny someone, that's when you're gonna get into trouble.
And I've watched videos, movies, in the beginning it's a little caption that says, the views and especially
Right,
in this film.
do not reflect,
the-
yep.
The studio.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of options. I can't say, you know, I've been doing this for like, I don't know, 20 plus years and I haven't come across anything like that personally. But that doesn't mean that, you know, it could never happen.
Yeah, now that you bring it up, being in Westboro, it's surprising it hasn't happened more frequently, given the current political.
That's the-
Current political
That's,
climate.
yeah, that's very true. I think what it is that there are so many platforms for people's voices that public access doesn't necessarily carry the same weight that it used to, because each you know, you can produce your own program and put it on your own YouTube channel, or put it on Facebook yourself, or whatever. Whereas 20 years ago, it wasn't so easy. Like now, everybody carries around a phone that has a video camera in it, you know? So it's just, the ability to make your own content and distribute it is so much easier now than it used to be. And I think that's probably why I haven't heard anything with the public access channels, because people just put the content out themselves.
Years ago, I'd make a movie and I had to go down to the Rutland studio.
Right. Now, if you wanted to, you could create your own YouTube channel and upload all your stuff there. Yep. So I think that's why we don't really see those instances that much anymore, just because it's so easy to distribute your content on your own.
So what's involved in, you say, myself, putting something on YouTube?
You just have to create an account, and they just have this like web interface here. So once you had an account, you literally would just upload your video. You select the file on your computer, whatever, and then you just upload it.
So there is, again, going back to my, expanding on the question, there is no national organization that you belong to that
National?
gives you
No.
guys, people in your position, uploading, videotaping, presenting it to the public as you do, giving you updates on what's going on throughout the nation, challenges, court decisions, et cetera.
Not countrywide, but on a local level, Massachusetts level.
Mass access.
Yep. They don't have like a newsletter, but they do send out emails with updates, and you know, they have award ceremonies, and they have each spring they have a conference, and they usually in the fall will have meet and greets and stuff like that.
Please,
Yep.
thank you. Oh, hey, one of these, Ed took one, or Nate took one, please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, 'cause I've not heard of it. Have you heard of this Westboro decision or this Westboro problem?
It was
No.
quite a
I hadn't
while
heard
ago.
of it on local news or saw it on the internet. I saw no reference to it, no headline, nothing. So it would be interesting to see how that was, the history behind that, who it was who brought it up.
Or maybe it
how
wasn't
they-
Westboro, maybe it was Framingham, now that I'm thinking of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Framingham, sorry about that, it was Framingham, and that was back in 2009, 2010. So that was quite a while ago. That's the last instance I've heard of. So, like I said, I think just the ease with which you can distribute your content, people don't bother with public access.
That's fair. It's fair comment, right? You got Instagram, you got YouTube, you got
Right.
Threads now.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, people definitely still watch broadcast television, but it's more of a certain demographic that's watching broadcast television, and you know, sort of the younger demographics are watching stuff online. So, you know, obviously our content is watched online. We can see the viewership numbers through YouTube or whatever. We can't really get the numbers, you know, for people watching it on television, but in general, you know,
When you
people are
see,
using the internet.
when you see the number of views that you get, do you see an aggregate number, or do you see it broken down into who's popular and who's not? So you know that more people watch the select board versus the conservation commission.
Well, I have numbers of views, and I can, you know, compare and contrast, like, you know, what.
You can look at each one and see the number of views.
Yeah, so
I haven't
our
seen it.
most popular video to date is a Wii bowling tournament that the seniors had in April of 2017. It has 91,000 views.
They're about to have another, I believe.
And
Will you be
after
videotaping
that,
Will you be videotaping
our,
that?
what's that?
I think they're about to have another.
Well, they didn't tell me about it.
Oh, okay.
But the next two most viewed videos of ours are actually Gary's. His Whalum Park one has close to 10,000, and then Carving the Carousel Horse has 5,500. And then there's a Board of Selectmen meeting from 2016 that had 658 views.
My Hubbardston video, the song, I saw over 50,000 on Facebook.
Congratulations.
Yeah, in general, Gary, yours have pretty strong views. Because there's, let me see. The Hubbardston movie has 437. That Wayne Roy video, 389. The Wheeler Store, 352. History of Hubbardston Schools, 281. The Gary Kangas story, 241. I mean, all your videos have decent views, for sure. It's not the Wii bowling tournament, but.
We have to prioritize our time.
You can't, you can't compete with seniors.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's much more exciting.
Apparently.
Apparently.
That is our most successful video to date.
Okay. Well,
So this is the 2016.
it would appear that. That's what it is. Be interested in contrasting,
It probably won't be much of a difference.
well, print-wise, it's already quite different. Print size. Quite different. Anyway, I want to thank Tony for making us those copies, and Nate for doing the research and finding the most recent contract, the 2016 contract, between the Town of Hubbardston and the Cable Commission, which we did not have prior to this meeting, so thank you to both of them for assisting us in making a better commission going forward. You have any other questions or comments you want to make?
No, I think we're all set.
How about,
Make a motion that we,
let's see what you got. You got anything you want to bring to our attention? Any problems, any?
No. I just wanted the shotgun microphones and those replacement ear pads, and
That's all we are, it's just a wallet.
They're
Just a
not for
wallet.
me to keep,
Yeah,
it's for me
okay.
to cover
I understand.
events.
We understand, I was just teasing. Okay, make a motion, we adjourn? Second?
second it.
Okay, we're adjourned.